Hi, I'm Karlene Punancy. I'm an immigration attorney, and I'm here today to talk to you about the EB-5 visa. Now, the question is, can we take a loan for the EB-5? I'm here to tell you today to talk to you about that, to talk to you about when you should or should not use a loan. At the end of this video, you will learn more about the EB-5 and how to live legally in the United States without any problems. Can I borrow money that is necessary for the EB-5 visa? Is it better to use your own funds? Or is it better to use loans in order to process the EB-5 visa? What if I have no money and I need to get a loan? Can I still apply for the EB-5 visa? I'm going to answer all these questions and more in this video. In order to apply for the EB-5 visa, you must have at least $1,050,000 or $800,000. Now, what is the difference? Well, with $800,000, you can buy a company or invest in a company that is in a low targeted area, which means that there's high unemployment in that area. Or you can invest in an EB-5 center, which is approved by the USCIS. Now, should I take a loan or should I use my personal funds? Well, you should use your personal funds. Immigration wants to see that you're liquid, that you have enough money in order to apply for this program. If you take a loan and apply, it shows that really you don't have the funds necessary. You're not liquid, you're not stable. That's how immigration will interpret it. And you may say, well, I have a lot of money in the bank and I'm going to get a loan against it. But that's not the idea for the EB-5 program. For the EB-5 program, immigration wants you to use your funds, not to take out a loan, because then you'll be paying back that loan. Instead of spending time with your company and investing in your company, you'll be spending time using money possibly from the company to pay off for your loan. So it's always better to use your own money than to use a loan to apply for the EB-5. So what are the requirements for the EB-5 visa? Well, of course, the first requirement is that you must have the money necessary to invest in the company that you're willing to buy. Whether it's $800,000 or a little bit over $1 million, you must be able to show immigration that you have the necessary funds to apply for this visa. There might be some instances when immigration will allow a loan to be used to purchase an EB-5 investment. And that would be in a situation where you use your own personal funds to secure the loan. And immigration can see all the documents that you have. But that's going to be in a situation where you have a lot of money in the bank and immigration sees that you do have the money in the bank, but you're using that money as a collateral on a loan. My personal preference is if you can avoid a loan, that is better for immigration. And if you can use your own personal funds to invest in an EB-5 project or an EB-5 company that you would like to purchase for investment purposes and for EB-5 purposes, that's much better than getting a loan. So what happens if you put your money at risk and you invest and you purchase something for over $1 million and then the company doesn't do well? So if the company closes, will immigration still approve my residence? Because after all, I did invest the money. No, it's not just an investment. Immigration wants to avoid that people invest and then pull the money back out or invest and say, oh, by the way, I went bankrupt. I don't want to continue with this. You have to have a viable business and the business has to be ongoing. So if you start a company or you invest in a company, you start your own company or you invest in another company, the company has to be going. So if immigration, the process takes 3 years or 4 years or 5 years, you better keep that company going, because if not, immigration is going to deny the case. It's not just the investment that causes you to get the permanent residence. The fact that the business is ongoing, not just the investment. You have the investment and an ongoing business, and that will help you to get the permanent residence. So if you decided that you don't want to continue with the company or the company goes bankrupt, immigration will not process your case. You will not process your case. So be careful with that. And remember that when immigration approves your case, you get it for 2 years. After the 2 years, you can apply for your permanent residence for the 10 years. Now, people ask the question, well, what if I don't want to keep my residence for 10 years? I want to apply for citizenship. Yes, you're allowed to apply for your citizenship. Now, the other question that comes up quite often is, I had my conditional residence for 2 years, and now I just got my permanent residence. What about those 2 years that I was a permanent resident? Do those 2 years count towards the 5 years? And yes, it does. So that's good news. So the 2 years that you had your residence is not wasted. those 2 years will count towards the 5 years. So really, 2 years as a conditional resident and 3 years as a permanent resident. That's a total of 5, and you can apply for your citizenship. And once you apply for your citizenship, everything is fine. You operate with your citizenship just like a person who was married to a citizen. It's the same thing. And you can live in the United States as a citizen, and all the rules are the same for you. I'm Karlene. I'm an immigration attorney for 35 years. If you like more information about the EB-5, follow us on this channel. My next video about the EB-5 is on our link above and in the description below. Follow us. We can help you. We can teach you more about the EB-5.